Should you pick USEC or bear? This is a real common question that folks ask themselves the first time they play and the 8th time they play on a brand new wipe. Now, this decision over the years has gone from one that's mostly cosmetic to a decision that now impacts how you play the game and to a degree how difficult it is. So let's dive into the facts, touch on a little bit of the speculation, and clear up everything so you can make the best decision for you and your gameplay. Now, the first difference is face, look, and voice lines. Simply put, do you want your PMC to have Western voice lines or Russian voice lines, as well as now broken English Russian voice lines? Those were recently added, and they do add a mix. And I know there's a lot of people that's the single reason they pick bear is those broken English voice lines, because some of them are pretty good.
What the f am I doing here? Oh, it's nothing. Never mind. We still got a work to do.
I like that one. Now, once you're into the game, well, not the next thing you're going to run into, it's another big reason folks choose one or the other, and that is the clothes. Bear and USEC have completely different outfits. Now, this is super individual based, so I'm not going to go say which one's better or not. So if you really are into this, go take a peek at the clothes on the wiki. I'll throw a link down in the description. It has all of them listed there, as well as their requirements as far as levels or tasks and stuff like that. So if this is something you want, that's where you're going to need to go to look to see all of them. Now, one thing that isn't different between the two, both bears and USEC hit that like button. Don't ask me why, it's just one of those rules that transcends national differences. So don't be a scab and not hit the like button. Those assholes are the only ones who don't do it. Okay, so the first bit of meaningful difference, at least in my opinion, to these two differences is their starter kits. Now, right now I'm showing you the EOD versions. The bear version starter kit, basically you have Russian stuff. You have AKs, you have the SV98 armor, all of that stuff is Russian leaning. And then USEC is obviously all the NATO stuff. You have a, M4s and an MDR and a trooper armor, all those kind of things, right? Now, balance wise, they're very close. You could get into the nitty gritty and argue one is better than the other because of the fire rate or the penetration or the ammo or whatever you want. But that's all pretty much meaningless in my opinion. The only real difference that matters is what ammo is available to you very early on in wipe. You're going to be scavenging most of your ammo from raid because you're not going to be able to buy anything. And Russian ammo is far more prevalent than NATO ammo in Tarkov.
We're going to have to go up there.
Oh, right there, Devil.
Nice.
I don't know if he's the only one.
I'm going down to check.
So as a USEC, you're going to burn through your ammo pretty quickly, and it's not easy to replace it. At least not as easy as the bear stuff. Now, another small point that I want to make is the optics. At level 1, you don't have access to much. There are barters and stuff like that, but the only optic you can buy straight out the gate either goes on a Mosin, which is this, PU scope that kind of sucks, but this PSO scope is available here as well. There's another one for a barter that is a couple of spark plugs. But your very first raid, you can buy this PSO scope, strap it onto the AK you get, because these will attach to any basically Russian weapon that has a dovetail sight on the side of it. So like your AK-74Ms and Ns have these dovetails, and you can put a PSO scope on there. So you can, for cheap, go into your very first raid with a little bit of range, which a lot of people don't do. Most people are running iron sights or very basic red dots right at the start of the wipe. So for a brief period, in my opinion, bear is a little easier than USEC simply because of those things. But it only takes a raid or two to get an AK on if you're a USEC and have the same ability pretty much within the first 2 or 3 raids. So that difference is pretty minor. Now, let's get into the far more impactful differences between bear and USEC, as well as one that might be up for change with patch 15.0. We just don't know yet. As of right now, USEC have a friendly AI faction that is not friendly to bear. The rogues on Lighthouse. Now, friendly might be a stretch. Neutral is probably a better explanation for USEC, but bear are straight out hostile. And intentional or not, it seems the rogues will also aggro bears from further away than USEC, even if the USEC are hostile to the rogues because they broke some of the rules. This means as a USEC, you can get around water treatment plant much easier than a corresponding bear does. Most of the time, if I'm doing tasks in the water treatment plant as a USEC, I do most of them without even aggroing the rogues. I move around, I get my stuff done, I never shoot them, and they kind of act a little bit like bodyguards. That guy just got smoked by the fucking mounted gun up there. As a bear, you do not have that option. You have to clear the rogues to move around most of the water treatment plant. Now, the change that is coming isn't to the rogues themselves, but it's the teased addition of another faction that will be friendly to bear but not USEC. This faction's probably going to be on shoreline near the docks on the southeast side of the map. Again, this is based on rumors and a few hints from Nikita, so details are sparse, but we do know they are coming eventually. I'm making this video before the wipe with patch 15.0, and they could be added there. We'll know if this is the case pretty much in the patch notes. That's not something they, like when they added the rogues, we got all the information in the patch notes. So if they add this probably RUAF faction of some sort, we're probably going to know that in the patch notes. So you can find out there before you fire up in the morning and pick a side. Now there is one in-rate advantage bears have over USEC, albeit kind of minor, and that is with the BTR. All of the costs associated with the BTR, like sending stuff to your stash, moving around the map, covering fire, all of that stuff is cheaper for bears than it is USEC at the base price. And here's 72,000 for cover fire.
Nice.
Jeez.
I just sent some stuff back to my stash too.
Dude, that's sick.
And again, not a huge deal, but something worth taking note of. Now, after this, there are more small differences that could still matter to you, but they aren't really a huge deal. There are 2 tasks along with the rewards that are different based on if you're bear or USEC. The first one is counteraction and our own land, and these come from Peacekeeper and Proper respectively. The requirements are basically the same. If you're USEC, you need to kill 20 bears on Lighthouse and turn in their found and raid tags. If you're bear, you have to kill 20 USEC and on Lighthouse and turn in their found and raid tags. The rewards vary a little bit from one to the other, but it's nothing super meaningful. And the second set of tasks, should I say, is the Road Closed and Green Corridor, which come after Spot Tour Part 7. They both require you to do the same thing, and again, the rewards are mildly different. More could for sure be added, and in-game events could also add some flavor to these differences, but those are unknowns for now. Now, before I wrap up this video, I want to give a shout out to my music. Link is down below in the description. It's made in collaboration with Low Wave Records for the community. They make the music to my tastes, I advertise it. Then we provide it free to the community, and not just for everyday folks, but for creators as well. All we ask is that you attribute us so folks know where to find it, and you can use it in your streams and your YouTube videos without the fear of DMCA takedowns or copyright strikes. So go give some of the albums a listen. There's like 180 songs in there, and let me know which ones you like. But we'll wrap up the video there. Good luck with your choice, and we'll see you in Tarkov.